So right here, I have a few parts to fix my 2001 Mercedes E320 with a 722.6 transmission. It's been having transmission issues for a while. It wasn't shifting right for a while, and recently, when I went to drive it, it would warm up a little bit, and once it was warmed up, the transmission would not really grab. The engine would rev pretty high, and it wouldn't move. It would, barely move at like 4,000 RPM, so something was really wrong with it. So I looked up the issue, and after some extensive research, I found that the conductor plate inside of the transmission, conveniently, is what typically causes this issue, along with a plug that goes into it. Now, before buying these parts, I checked on the underside of my transmission and found that the plug going into here, into the socket, I pulled it out and it was covered in transmission fluid, which is a sign that the O-ring that goes along here had failed and fluid had leaked in. That's a sign that the conductor plate is bad, and it will cause the plug to basically screw up since the fluid's in there. So I went ahead and bought all these parts. This was about $120 along with the gasket and the plug off eBay, and I also got a transmission fluid filter while I was at it, and I'll be showing you my progress with this project. I won't be able to show you too much since I'm on the underside of the car and it's a pretty difficult place to get to, and it's only me working on it. But I'll do what I can. This is the car. I have it. That rooster's broken. I should get a refund on it. I have it on ramps in the front and jacked up in the back with axle stands. For safety reasons, I put a jack under there under the differential. I kept it under there just in case it falls out. And I have blocks of wood under the front engine mount. Not the engine mount, but the jacking mount in case something happens to the ramps. I took all my stuff inside because I had to pack up pretty quickly yesterday. This is the transmission fluid that I drained out from under it. Unfortunately, I can't really use this transmission fluid. I was going to reuse the fluid for testing purposes and then put new fluid in if it worked, but when I was draining it overnight, it unexpectedly rained and I have water inside of here. But from what you can see, it's supposed to be red, but it's a dark brown color. There's no redness to it at all. So I think it was in pretty big need of a transmission fluid replacement anyways, and I do have 5 liters of fluid to put in it. Anyway, so I'll probably end up trying to flush out all the fluid if it works, and then replacing it somehow. All my parts are kind of strewn out, all my tools. Like I said, I had to pack it pretty quickly yesterday, but I have some garbage bags to put under the transmission when I drop out the pan so oil doesn't get all over the ground, and when I take the valve body out to keep it clean, because unfortunately I have a stone driveway which is very dirty, rocky, and dusty, and dust is my worst enemy when it comes to the transmission. And even some nice clean gloves to use for that, and some shop towels. These are very important. These are lint free, so they won't leave behind little particles of towel like normal paper towels do. Next step is going to be to yank out those bolts in the bottom and get the transmission pan out without making too much of a mess. It's been draining for about a day and a half now. More than that, actually. I had to drill a hole through the transmission pan since the go figure, the drain plug was rusted in place and just stripped right off, since they decided to use a 5mm torque style head instead of, a normal bolt head. So I can't really do anything about that. I tried using vice grips and all that, wouldn't come out, so I just drilled a hole through the pan, and I'm going to weld up the spot hole when I get it all taken apart so it doesn't leak. But anywho, it's time. I'll give you a little look under there sooner or later, and what's going on, so I can make some more progress. Alright, here's what's going on. This is the best view I can get under here, but I can show you what's happening. You can see that that clip and everything came out pretty easily. The back two on the front over there are loosened up. This one, the head broke on this one, but as you can see, I was able to pull the clip off. You can see all that corrosion in there. I pulled the clip off, so now it's free, but the bolt is still stuck in the threads in the transmission casing, so I need to yank that out, or twist it out rather. And the one over here came out. This one's been giving me the most trouble. This is the one where the head broke off when I tried using an extractor, and the extractor broke off inside there. You can see how mangled it is because I've been using the vice grips to tear at it. Now you can see how on these clips there's see a little notch there? That broke off on this one. That separated, it's right there. And that is allowing me to actually twist this piece to yank it off, because the corrosion from the bolts, it corroded around the bolt and actually created threads inside of the mount, and I'm able to twist it off and it actually works. It actually is backing off. I've done it. After twisting for a while, I found that the actual bolt inside of the clip was actually turning, not just the clip. Oh man, look at this. Look at that. That is just unbelievable. Look at how mangled that is. It's part of an easy out stuck in there, also known as an extractor. Whole thing, the whole bolt was corroded, fused into the clip. The clip has no threads in it. Oh man, that felt good getting that out. Now I need to get that bolt out, undo the connector, pull that out, and then I can drop the pan and take the valve body out.